Never wait for hot water again with a tankless water heater from Plumbing Experts. Tankless water heaters are easy, convenient, and now more affordable with a no-interest financing for up to 18 months. Stop with the cold showers and wasted water and call Plumbing Experts today.
It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition. This is for Friday, the 10th of January. I'm James Spann. A few showers around today, but tomorrow looks to be an active, severe weather day statewide. We'll get in there and talk about the specifics of what to expect tomorrow. We'll start with the upper look this morning. Big trough developing over the western states. That will be progressive, providing dynamic support for severe weather tomorrow. Very mild this morning. We've got upper 50s and low 60s. Birmingham at 63. We'll be close to 70 this afternoon. But up north, it's very, very cold. Montana, parts of the Dakotas, they're way below zero. But that cold air will not be advancing down our way anytime soon. Very messy situation here for much of the country with this new storm. We've got winter storm warnings in effect for parts of Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, southern Wisconsin, Michigan. Flash flood watches in effect from Dallas-Fort Worth up to Cleveland, and most of Alabama under a wind advisory for tomorrow. Not today, but for tomorrow. We'll see strong gradient winds not related to storms, averaging 15 to 30, maybe gusting at times to 40 miles per hour tomorrow, so keep that in mind. Severe storms today developing west of the state. We have a moderate risk, level 4 out of 5 for Dallas-Fort Worth over to Monroe, Louisiana. That includes Shreveport. I got a new update from the SPC that just came in, and this is indicating they're going to expand that moderate risk all the way into the Mississippi Delta for late tonight on this day one outlook. So that will be changing by the time you watch this. These are the probabilities for today, the wind probabilities, and you can see they're 45% within that moderate risk area. And again, that's going to be expanded over into the Mississippi Delta. That squall line has potential for widespread damaging straight-line winds. But of course, for our neck of the woods, we're focused on tomorrow. This is day 2 for Saturday. Risk of severe storms across all of Alabama. And as we have talked about, don't get too hung up in these colors and categories. This is the probabilistic outlook, and we've got a 30% chance of severe weather within 25 miles of a given point. In the red area there, the hatched area means there could be significant severe weather, maybe a strong tornado or two in there, and that would be an EF2 or higher. In Alabama, we got an enhanced risk level 3 out of 5 south of a line from Vernon to Birmingham to Opelika. The standard risk level 2 out of 5 up to the Tennessee state line. And this could change tomorrow, but the overall situation is going to be the same. And we'll talk about the specifics and what to expect here in just a moment. Then for day 3, which is Sunday, just a marginal risk of severe storms over on the middle Atlantic coast. This is the rain for the next 7 days, valid through Friday morning of next week. The eastern half of the country is pretty wet. Numbers have actually come down a little bit for Alabama. This is suggesting between 2 and 3 inches for much of the state. And I'd say we'll get maybe 2 inches of that tomorrow. And then next week, the first half of the week looks pretty wet. Let's go through the modeling. This is the GFS, the 06E run, 4 o'clock this afternoon. There's your big trough coming into Texas. A surface low developing south of Oklahoma City. Severe storms likely in advance of that, and snow and ice developing north of that. And for us today will be breezy, mild, highs around 70, maybe a few showers around, but probably nothing too widespread. And of course, tomorrow, this is your classic synoptic scale severe weather outlook there, set up with a surface low near Indianapolis, trailing front, snow and ice in the cold sector, Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit. This is the high-res NAM. This is noon tomorrow. Line of severe storms near the Mississippi state line. Models trending a little slower, and we'll see how that stuff fares out ahead of that. That might be just some junk shower activity, but again, if any storms can get going ahead of that line with sustained updrafts, they could be dangerous. Those could produce a tornado, but the line itself will likely produce a lot of wind damage. This thing could knock down just thousands of trees. 2 o'clock, the line coming into Smith Lake, Tuscaloosa. 4 o'clock, it's near Birmingham. 6 o'clock, the line moving into Georgia. This is the low-level jet tomorrow afternoon at 1. Now, wind's about 5,000 feet off the ground. And again, this is what's been so impressive and the max here is 87.7 knots, which is pretty intense. And it's not going to take a lot to get that transferred down to the surface, some of that. And for that reason, I would recommend that everybody take severe thunderstorm warnings very seriously tomorrow. In fact, you know what? If it was me, if there's a severe thunderstorm warning, I'd probably go to my safe place like we had a tornado warning. I think that's the advice we're going to give. Of course, that's going to set the stage for these very high SRH values, that is storm relative helicity, veering of the wind with altitude in relation to storm motion. And for sustained updrafts, there could be a few tornadoes. This is the instability, and I think a lot of people have tuned into this and they're getting the wrong idea. They're looking at these values and they're saying, man, those things are low. I think this is greatly underdone. This is the European, and you can see the Cape values are significantly higher. And the numbers could be even higher than this. I think we'll be up in the 70s tomorrow. And it doesn't take a lot of CAPE or instability for severe storms to fire in the cold season, especially with this kind of dynamic support. So in terms of the timing, there's really been no change in the thinking here. We'll open up the window at 10 o'clock for West Alabama tomorrow morning. For the western side of the state, we'll say 10 to 3. Central part of the state, I-65, Birmingham, Cullman, Clanton, noon to 6. East Alabama, 2 until 8. So be sure you tell your friends and neighbors and relatives about the threat tomorrow. You know, we walk a fine line here between creating anxiety and informing people. It's a very fine line we walk. But I'd say probably half the state, they don't even know we're going to have severe weather tomorrow. Some people just aren't tuned in. So just let them know to be sure they can hear the warnings and think about what they would do if they go under a warning. Sunday, it's all over. Sunday should be a dry day. The sky partly sunny with mid-60s. Very nice. But Monday, the moisture comes back. As the warm front moves north, we'll be up in the 60s, but a chance of rain for the southern two-thirds of the state. Tuesday looks wet. We'll be close to 70. There could be some thunder. Don't expect any severe weather. Now, Wednesday, the GFS showing a surface low south of Chicago. Not as dynamic as the thing we have tomorrow. But there is some unstable air, so we'll probably see some thunderstorms on Wednesday of next week. And if we get up in the mid-70s, we'll have to watch for severe weather potential. But Thursday, we finally get a cooler, drier air mass. High should drop back in the 50s. And here's a week from today. This is Friday the 17th. Still no Arctic air. And the pattern is troughing in the west, ridging in the east, and that's dry and pleasant here with potential for some nasty icing if this verifies. Freezing rain for parts of Kansas, Missouri, maybe down into parts of western Kentucky. We'll go out 10 days. This is Sunday the 19th, troughing over the east. That looks much colder if this verifies. That's a big if. Here's the rain for Birmingham off the European ensemble. The mean, about 4 inches for the next 15 days. And look at these numbers. The National Blend of Models has got us up in the 70s Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, and then highs back around 60 toward the end of next week. And until this goes negative, like we showed you, this is the Arctic Oscillation. This is going to be hard for Arctic air to be really flushed out of the Arctic region, but we'll keep a close eye on that. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can, catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
KS Heating and Air, the team ensuring your comfort.